I definitely know what it's like to want to achieve specific results in your life in the new year, but then get to the end of that year and realize that you haven't quite materialized those results that you were initially seeking. And when we get stuck in that cycle year after year, we can definitely feel that the results that we want to achieve are way beyond our reach and that we might never be able to materialize them. But with a couple of small tweaks in how it is you're approaching your year, you'll actually find that the results that you want are actually within reach. So in this video, I'm going to help you to get new year ready so that you can actually level up in 2025 and achieve lasting results. Now, make sure that you stay tuned until the end of this video because I will be sharing with you a resource that you can use to help you implement the tips that I'm going to share with you in this video. So the first step in getting you new year ready is to ensure that you know what your life mission statement is. Your life mission statement is an I am statement about the results that you are working to create within your life. In order to figure out your life mission statement, you want to take some time to determine exactly what it is you want to achieve in your life. What results are you hoping to materialize in the new year? And how do you think that you can actually achieve those results? Based on the answers that you come up with here, you want to build your life mission statement based on how it is you're going to materialize the results that you want. For example, if the result that you want to create in your life is to be somebody who is exploring the world, and how you decide to do that, or the goal that you set to accomplish that result, is to go on a trip to a new state every other month in the new year, then your life mission statement can be something like, I am exploring the world by going on a trip to a new state every other month. Essentially, your life mission statement helps you to make the result that you want and the goal that you're using to get you that result real by putting it in the present tense and making it a lot easier for you to continue taking action in that direction because your mind will believe that you're doing it already. So the second step to be new year ready and achieve lasting results in the new year is to break your year into 90-day cycles. Now, I'm a firm believer that when we use 90-day goals, we are much more likely to actually achieve results because it shortens the timeline and makes it a lot easier for us to stay in the game when we're looking at 90 days as opposed to a full year. And since we're talking about the full year, all we need to do is break that year down into quarters. And once we do that, we can then set goals for each of these quarters that will drive the results that we're seeking for the year overall. And that takes us into step number 3, which is to be intentional about your quarterly goals. In particular, I'm going to share with you exactly what types of goals that you want to set for each of the quarters in the new year to help you actually achieve lasting results. So in the first quarter, you want to focus on foundational goals. And foundational goals are anything that are going to help give you more structure, stability, and support as you work towards achieving more results in the future. So with your foundational goals, you want to focus on implementing new routines, starting new habits or continuing specific habits, and streamlining certain processes or administrative type tasks within your life. By focusing in on building out these foundational goals in the first quarter, it's going to allow you to free up more time and energy to focus on more impactful goals in the upcoming quarters. In addition to that, it's going to help you to lay an important foundation that you can build upon. If you know that all of the important processes within your life are taken care of and you've gotten good routines and systems in place for those, then you can trust that you'll continue with those routines as you incorporate new things in your life. When it comes to setting and working on your foundational goals, there are some key life areas that you want to consider to ensure that nothing falls by the wayside. In particular, you want to look at these life categories: wellness, and that means your physical and mental wellness, your home and environment maintenance, your relationships and what you need to do there to support them or help them be healthy, your finances, and also your passion or purpose in life. So when it comes to setting first quarter goals, you want to think about what types of routines or systems you need in these areas, or what habits you want to start to develop to help support the results that you want to achieve. So based on our example of wanting to explore the world as the primary result, if this individual wants to go on a trip every other month, then there probably needs to be some really healthy routines around finances to ensure that the finances are there to support support going on that trip every other month. In addition to that, they probably want to make sure that their wellness is on point so that they're feeling good and they can effectively go on these trips and soak in every moment of it. And they also probably want to work on streamlining or automating some of the processes in their life so that when they are on vacation, they don't have to worry about continuing to do certain administrative type of tasks because they know it's getting taken care of for them. So you want to think about these areas and the results that you want to achieve and set 1 to 3 goals in the first quarter that are going to lay an effective foundation and support the overall results that you want to achieve in your life. So then going into the second quarter, here you want to set goals that are based on testing or trying things out or some truth seeking or self-discovery. Now, the reason that this is important in the second quarter is because after the first quarter, after you've done your foundational goals, not only are you going to hopefully have some routines and processes in place that are going to support the results that you want to materialize, but you'll also have more information. You'll have some insight into any barriers that you experienced when it came to implementing these routines or any roadblocks that you continuously faced when it came to specific areas of life or certain routines. And in the second quarter, it's time to dig into some of those obstacles that you face, particularly the ones that might negatively impact your ability to achieve the lasting results that you want later on in the year. So the second quarter is a great time to test new or different strategies or routines for any obstacles that you faced in the previous quarter that could hinder your success. But it's also a great time to test out new hobbies or activities or your purpose in life and etc. Really, the primary objective in the second quarter is to focus in on self-discovery in whatever form makes sense for you. And you also want to make sure that with that self-discovery, you think about what potential roadblocks could come up that might cause you to sabotage the results that you want to achieve later in the year. For example, based on our individual who wants to explore the world and start traveling more, well, if this is something that this individual has wanted to do for a long time but has consistently not materialized it year after year, this person would want to really think about why that is and what's causing them to not actually start exploring the world when it's something they truly want to do. And if they can dig in and uncover what is stopping them, then they will be able to get ahead of that so that they can actually materialize that result in this new year. So apply that same method to yourself and the results that you want to achieve. If you found that you've been in this cycle year after year to want to achieve certain results, but you find that you haven't actually materialized them, dig in and figure out why that is and set your goals in the second quarter to have an answer to that and how it is you can overcome that so that you can actually achieve the results that you want and allow yourself to test out new strategies for working to overcome these obstacles. So then that takes us into the third quarter. And in the third quarter, you want to focus on growth goals. And with your growth goals, these are going to be related to the results that you want to materialize in your life. So here in the third quarter, you want to set 1 to 3 goals that are going to help you to start materializing your life mission statement. So with the example that we've been working with in this video, this individual wants to explore the world by going to a new state every other month. So maybe for the third quarter, one of their growth goals would be to travel to one new state this quarter. And notice that that is just traveling to one state. It's going on one trip rather than right off the bat starting to implement going every other month. And the reason for that is because with our growth goals, it's all about getting our feet wet. It's moving in the direction and it's allowing ourselves to grow in the direction that we want to go in. But if we jump right in feet first, we might not be able to sustain it in the long run. In addition to that, if this individual realized in the second quarter that a big part of the reason that they haven't started traveling and exploring the world is because they're afraid of losing connection with their family and friends back home if they are traveling a lot more, then this individual could also set a growth goal that's related to their relationships and how it is they might be able to foster deeper connections with with the individuals in their lives that they don't want to lose connection with, so that it'll support them being able to start taking more frequent trips and overcome that obstacle or fear that's been holding them back. So while your growth goals should definitely be related to the results that you want to materialize in the new year, they can also be related to these key areas: your passion or your purpose in life, and really starting to make progress towards implementing that in your own life, learning new things or new skills, your relationships and establishing new relationships or deepening the connections that you have, or becoming a better version of yourself. The point is, though, in the third quarter, you want to start creating success in your life and set yourself up to bring in more in the fourth quarter. So then that takes us into the fourth quarter, and the types of goals that you want to set in the fourth quarter are expansion goals. So with your expansion goals, these are going to be bigger versions of the goals that you set in the third quarter, and these are going to be aligned to the actual results that you want to materialize. Following along with the example we've been using in this video, this individual wants to explore the world by going on a trip to a new state every other month. In Q3, they set a goal to go on one trip outside of their state, and also to work on deepening their connections. So in the fourth quarter, they're going to want to set a goal that is in alignment to the actual result that they want to materialize that they specified in their life mission statement. So this individual is going to want to go on 2 trips in the fourth quarter. In particular, they're going to want to make sure that they start going on a trip every other month. So maybe they go on a trip in the first month of this quarter, and they also go on a trip in the third month of this quarter. And that would satisfy their life mission statement of exploring the world by going on a trip every other month, and they can continue doing this into the next new year. By the time you get into the fourth quarter, you should have been continuing on with the routines and processes that you implemented and then perhaps tweaked in the first and second quarters, and therefore have that solid foundation that was supporting your growth goal in the third quarter, and that is going to allow you to continue to expand here in the fourth quarter and beyond. So with your expansion goals, you want to make sure that they are maybe a little bit outside of your comfort zone, right? Even though it's aligned with what you really want, and it's going to be aligned with that life mission statement that you set up for the year overall, it's still pushing you past your comfort zone, because odds are there have been some challenges or roadblocks that have been holding you back from achieving this or materializing it in your life before this time. But these are expansion goals, and they are intended to be a little bit scary, and they are intended to help push you a little bit outside of your comfort zone so that you can actually start living a life that's in alignment with what you truly want. So based on the results you want to materialize in the new year and the life mission statement that you set up, how can you expand upon the growth goals that you set in the third quarter so that you can actually step in to living out your life mission statement? Think about the answer to that question and then set 1 to 3 goals that are going to help you actually do just that. So as promised, I mentioned that I'd share a resource at the end of this video that'll help you to actually implement the steps that I shared in this video so that you can be new year ready and really level up in 2025. So this is the New Year Ready workbook. It is available on my website, which is linked down below. And I'll also mention that my Patreon is now available. And for anybody who joins the Patreon, this workbook is going to be available for them in the Patreon. So if you decide to join Patreon, don't also purchase this workbook on my website. You'll get it for free within the Patreon. And there's information down below about the Patreon. It is brand new. It's still getting ramped up, and I'm still adding in the trainings and all of those resources for those of you who do join, but definitely go ahead and check it out. There are some perks and benefits for anybody who decides to join here in the month of November. But the New Year Ready workbook is all about helping you to set yourself up for success in the new year. So with the workbook, when you open it up, you do have a dot grid page to start out the workbook, and you can choose whether you want to print this front or back or not. But you will have a dot grid page that is great for mind mapping and getting more mental clarity. And then we jump right into a page to help you to determine your life mission statement. And you'll be able to brain dump the results that you want to achieve in your life and how, and then you'll be able to write out your actual life mission statement here in this bottom portion. Then in the next section, we have those key life categories that we talked about in this video: wellness, relationships, finances, your home and environment, and your passion or purpose. And you can figure out what you need to do in these categories in order to help support having a strong foundation. And even though you might not set a goal for each of these categories, at least you'll know exactly what you need to be doing in each of these categories just to support them as the year is going by. Then you get right into your quarterly planning. So you have your Q1 planning, and this is undated. You can write in the dates for the year as you see fit. But I do think that I'm also going to make a couple of dated versions available for the folks in my Patreon, and I'll do a Monday and a Sunday start. So be on the lookout for that for those of you who do decide to join the Patreon. But you'll just list out the month here, and you can go ahead and populate your dates in here and set up your weeks however you want to. And then you have what is your objective for the first quarter, and you want to make sure that that objective is aligned to the types of goals that you want to set. So remember, first quarter is all about foundation. So how can you set an objective that's going to help you to enhance and build that foundation that you need? Here in this box, it says that quarter one is a great time to lay the foundation for the results that you will create for the rest of the year. How will you lay the foundation for your success this year? And you can think about what that means for you and how you need to do that. Then you're going to come down here and set 1 to 3 goals that are going to be foundational based on how you kind of determined you can do that for yourself this year. And that is going to help you to actually achieve your life mission statement. So then you're going to go through this for Q2, Q3, and also Q4. And of course, it's going to be based off of the different types of goals and the objective that you want to focus on for each of those quarters respectively. And then finally, we get into a routine planning sheet. So not only is this going to be helpful for any routines that you want to set a goal around, any routines or habits for your foundational goals, but just for any routines that you need to set up in the new year to be ready for success, you want to use these worksheets to help you do that. And I will be doing a video here soon all about how it is you can establish routines in the new year so that you can feel more on top of things and create more space for the results that you want to bring into your life. But with your routine planning, you want to list out what the routine is, what life category it's associated to, and this could also be a life category that isn't one of those key areas if you have another category that's specific to you in your life. And you'll list out what actions you need to perform monthly, if there are any, to support this routine, any weekly actions that you need to perform to support this routine, and any daily actions that you need to perform to support this routine. And then you also want to make sure that you list out why this routine is important for you to establish and how it's going to help you improve your life and achieve results. And then on the back of here, you have some space for notes. Now, you definitely want to make sure that you print out as many routine planning sheets as you need as you're getting yourself ready for the new year. Now, I know that it might seem like a lot to kind of plan out your whole year like this, but really the goal here is to have an idea. Life isn't predictable and things are going to change a little bit as you go through the year and as you start to materialize some results and collect feedback, and that's okay. But the goal here is to help you set yourself up for success. It's to ensure that you are new year ready so that by the end of 2025, you're not looking back on the year and wondering why it is you haven't materialized the results that you originally wanted. So just a quick recap on how it is you can be new year ready so that you can level up in 2025 and finally achieve lasting results in your life. Step number 1, you want to craft your life mission statement. And this is all about creating an affirmative statement about the results that you are working to create in your life. Step number 2 is to break your year into quarters. More specifically, you do want to break those quarters into 90-day cycles. And that is because I'm a firm believer that when we focus in on a 90-day cycle, we can make sure that we stay motivated and excited and have staying power in the results that we are actually working to create. Step number 3, we want to make sure that you are intentional with your quarterly goals. goals, in particular, the types of goals that you're setting each quarter. So in Q1, you want to focus in on those foundational goals that are going to help you to lay an effective foundation for the results that you'll bring into your life in the new year. Q2, you want to focus in on truth-seeking goals, as well as testing out some new strategies based on any roadblocks or challenges that you have faced in the first quarter or that you have faced in the past when it comes to achieving the specific results that you want in your life. Q3, you want to focus on growth goals, and this is where you want to start to actually materialize those results that you described in your life mission statement. And finally, Q4 is all about expansion, and these goals should be a little bit uncomfortable. It should push you just a bit outside of your comfort zone, and it should definitely allow you to materialize those results that you are seeking. I hope that you enjoyed this video and learning how to become New Year ready so that you can achieve lasting results in 2025. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment down below, and make sure that you check out the New Year Ready workbook by either joining my Patreon in one of the 3 tiers available or grabbing a copy of it on my website. Both of those links are listed down below. And if you want to learn more about how it is you can use 90-day cycles to really achieve results, you're going to want to check out this video right here where I talk all about that. Thank you so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Bye.